Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a centered scrunch. So I have turned this shirt inside out. I smooth out as many wrinkles as I can. It's going to be a scrunch, so I'm not that worried about it. Then using a washable marker, I'm going to mark out where my center points are, and then I'm going to center the shirt by doing the sleeve inside the other sleeve technique. Once I have the shirt centered the best that I can, using my yardstick and a washable marker, I'm going to mark out some diagonal lines. These are just sort of guidelines to help me follow along while I'm creating my scrunch. And this is going to be a nice tight scrunch. Usually you guys see me do big, tall, deep scrunches for a watercolor scrunch. This is going to be totally different. And this is not a necessary step. You don't have to draw on the lines, but I just wanted to so I could sort of have the whole shirt kind of have a pattern to it. As I'm working on my scrunch, I'm trying to keep all of the scrunch about the same height and just varying the pattern a little bit. And then I'm just going to secure it by using my second favorite rubber bands. They're the perfect size for this project. And then I'll also use my favorite rubber bands in the color purple just to keep everything nice and tight. The tighter, the better for this particular pattern. I left this part in as an example of what tacoing looks like. I talk about it a lot, but you don't necessarily always see it. So I put a rubber band on the project that was just a little bit too tight, and it caused the project to fold in on itself. You don't want that to happen. So just remove that rubber band, tighten everything up, and get a larger rubber band, or just omit the rubber band altogether. Now for the dyeing process, I'm going to be starting out by putting Bahama Blue down on the bottom. What I'm hoping for is to have some contrast in the scrunch pattern, like some dark spots, light spots, that type of a thing. For this project, I'm doing the dye over ice method. So when you see it abbreviated DOI in the Facebook group, that's what it stands for, dye over ice. If you see DUI, dye under ice. Now this is my commercial ice machine ice, but when it becomes stale in the little mini freezer, it turns into this really cool snow, and I kind of like it. I've been trying something new on my projects and adding a little bit of glauber salt to the project. And I don't know a lot about glauber salt, so I can't really speak on it at this time. So I give the project a quick little sprinkle of glauber salt, and then I give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. Then I'm going to add just a really thin layer of my nugget ice just to get the dye moving a little bit. Not necessary, any of it, but it's just how I did this project. And then it's recommended that you set the project aside at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours so it can batch. Now for this one, I'm doing a muck dye. So I put the lid on it and I place it down inside of another container just in case if that dollar store little Betty Crocker container leaks, it's going to get caught in that other plastic container. Nothing worse than coming out and finding all of your muck water has leaked out all over your floor. I mean, that would just be devastating, right? So you just want to set the project aside, set it and forget it. And that's exactly what I did. I set the project aside and I let it batch for the full 48 hours. So now for the rinse out, you want to start by using cold water. Cold water is going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric. And then you want to increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and I like to do hot water cycles using Kirillon, which is a professional textile detergent. And then I like to do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft, and Millsoft is a professional fabric softener. And I do have links down below for these products and pretty much everything else that I use for tie-dye, so I definitely recommend that you check it out. Then I'll put the project in the dryer and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our centered scrunch after it's been washed and dried, and I think the shirt looks great. There's not a lot to say about it, really. Super simple, quick and easy to make. I've heard these called mindscapes or a Rorschach or a ink blot. You can call your shirt whatever you want, but it really was just a centered scrunch. Now, this particular pattern works really well if you enjoy doing liquid dyeing because you can control things. So for instance, the Bahama Blue really shows up nicely on the back, but not necessarily so much on the front because with ice dyeing, you know, it's hard to control what's going on. The raspberry completely swallowed the Glacier Blue. I really didn't need to use the Glacier Blue. So raspberry is the, you know, really beautiful magenta color, and then it splits down into a gorgeous turquoise, which, you know, you can't tell Glacier Blue from turquoise. It just looks all the same. So I would do it differently next time. But like I said, if you like to do some liquid dyeing, this is a wonderful project for that because you can add all kinds of colors, get crazy results. And if you don't like to do liquid dyeing, well then try this out and see if it works for you. So overall, I'm really pleased with the shirt. What do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click your bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.